Hello and welcome to Dabbling in Journals, and I can't believe it, my new passport size olive traveller's notebook is here already. It was released yesterday and I purchased mine from misopaper.co.uk and they have very kindly sent it out 24-hour track shipping, which is really cool. So I have it already. So I've made some purchases here that I'm going to share with you, and then I'll set up my new olive coloured passport traveller's notebook. Now these two items are simply a craft paper folder for regular size and some pocket stickers. So those aren't particularly exciting, they're just replacements. So let's see, what do we have here? And they've given me two little packages. See the sticker for my journal. Oh no, this isn't the this isn't the main attraction, but that's fine. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So I purchased some of the little connecting rubber bands for putting inserts into a passport traveller's notebook. So I'll be using those shortly. Ooh, these are the new sticker release paper books, and they have a different cover. When they came out in the B-Sides and Rarities collection, they had a cover like this, and now it looks like they have a very soft pale pink, which looks lovely with that one. It's just a soft cover and the same sticker release paper inside. There's always one of these pages at the back. So I bought two of those and I will show you shortly what I'm going to do with them. Okay, I have bought two washi tapes. So how can you go to misopaper.co.uk and not buy washi tapes? So I've bought this they're both Classiky ones, and these are very inexpensive, the Classiky ones. And I bought this lovely colour which will go with my new favourite, which is a wider burnt orange Classiky washi tape. So that's a slim one, that's really cool. And then I purchased a green one because I noticed that I was nearly out of green. And I've had this one before and I really like it, and mine is, I like it so much that it's nearly all gone. So that's my two new washi tapes. And then I purchased these little lace frame craft papers, lovingly made just for you. Let's see, I don't think I can save that sticker. No, it wants to tear. No, that sticker did not want to come off. And I can still journal with the bottom of the packaging. And ooh, look at these. So these are just little pieces of ephemera, and we've got circles in 1, 2, 3, 4 different colorways or designs. So those are really cool. And then we've got squares, which again are in 4 little different colorways. So that's just some little bits of ephemera that caught my eye, and I thought they would really go well with my style. And then I have some Classiky labels, and somebody sent me one of these in a happy mail, and I've been meaning to purchase them ever since, and now I finally have. So that's the cover. And I think it said on the website that these stick using water. So you put water on the back, they're gummed. And you put water on the back and then you can stick them into your journal. And they're in a dark green colour, which will look nice with this green washi tape. So they're really nice. And then I have 2 pet tape samples. So some of the pet tapes at Miso Paper, you can buy just 1 loop to see whether or not you like it. And of course, it's more girls. And these are girls doing everyday sorts of tasks. Ooh, I like that one. And I think one loop, it looks like every single one is different. So of course I will be using that in my journal. And then my other one, and if you've clicked on this video because you want to look at the Olive Traveller's Notebook, I must be driving you crazy, because you can always fast forward. In fact, you probably have by now. So yeah, just more girls. And I'll put links to these products in the description. I often say that and then I forget. I'll really try and remember giving it a haul video. Cool. Really like those. And now let's go into this one, which must have my Traveller's Notebook in it. Yes, it does indeed. So I also purchased a craft paper folder for my passport, and they still had some of these super lightweight paper inserts in the passport size. So I picked up one of those because I love them, and I'll be using that in my setup shortly. Oh. And then here we have the freebies. So she's put her little card and some little pieces. Let me show you just some little pieces of washi tape or pet tape. Some of them are washi. Oh, I love this one. I really need to find out which one that is. And there's a field and another girl. She's nice. Nice and green. So some little freebie samples there, which is lovely. And then here we have the Olive Traveller's Notebook, and she's very kindly put some samples of Traveller's Company washi tape on the outside of the packaging, which I can peel off and use somewhere if I would like to. So let's have a look and see what it's like. So we have our little information sheet and another little information sheet, spare elastic, another information sheet, and then the other spare elastic they've included is actually a really pretty colour. It would look nice on the blue one. I don't have a blue one. I don't know if I'll ever cave and get a blue one. Oh, but I really like the colour of that. So yeah, it's a really pretty smoky grey blue. Very nice. Now let's have a look at the notebook. Ta-da! Ooh! It's already got some scuffs on it, which is lovely. Traveller's Notebook, Traveller's Company Japan, made in Thailand. Ooh, that elastic's tight. And then inside you have the just plain passport size notebook. So let's have a look at it next to my original Olive from 2017. Ooh, this one looks just a tad more green to me. Now, as I understand it, different batches of leather don't always come out exactly the same colour. But if I put that on there, I wonder if it shows. So looking at them in person, they're definitely not the same colour. This one looks much more like, I always think it looks like raw umber. If you know the colour in paint of raw umber, it looks like a very cool brown, until of course you put it next to the brown, and then it doesn't look brown at all, it looks olive. And this one feels smooth to me. I don't know if that's because of patina, because obviously this one may have been this colour when I got it, and it may have patinaed. I mean, you can see it's got some pull-up in it. Has this one got some pull-up in it? Yeah, but it's a much greener pull-up. I don't know whether or not it's coming up on camera. And the inside of this one is brown. I think that's brown. You might not agree. And then the inside of this one is more green. Isn't that funny? So this one looks more green on the inside and this one looks more brown. And then when I look at the outside of the leathers, this one looks more green and this one looks more brown. And this feels suede-y. It doesn't have that really slick feeling that this one does. This one's gorgeous. Look at all the markings and scuffs, and you can see around the edges where it's patinaed and it's gone really dark, just round the corners. So I'll be excited to see what this one looks like when it patinas up. So that's the comparison of my 2017 olive with the new 2023 olive, and to my eyes this one looks much greener, much more like an olive green. So that was interesting. I was really excited to see what that was going to look like. Just a couple more comparisons I wanted to share with you. This is the Querco olive pen, fountain pen, for those of you that have that, and that looks, I think that it tones in much better with this slightly greener passport size olive than it does with my 2017 olive. And I also noticed that the pen loop that I bought with this one in 2017 looks more, I don't know, actually it's kind of in between the two. It feels a little bit greener than this larger one. Maybe not quite so green as the new one. So anyway, let's get on with a setup. I currently have in my collection 4 passport traveller's notebooks. I mean, who needs 4? It's ridiculous, isn't it? But they brought out a new colour. What could I do? So I don't have the blue, as I said, but whether or not I'll ever cave on that, I'm not so sure, because I have the black and I'm not a fan. It's not my favourite, let's put it that way. I don't think black suits the rustic nature of the leather as well. I always think black needs to look pristine and shiny, but that's just one of my weird foibles. And I use this one as my tortoise little journal, so because my son has a pet Mediterranean tortoise and I keep all the information pertaining to him in the black one. And then of course I have the camel. Now look at the difference. While we're talking colour, look at the difference. This one was the same colour as this one when I purchased it, and it has patinaed so much, and this one has hardly patinaed at all. Now I've used this one a lot more than I've used this one, but I have, you know, I've had this some time, so it has been used. So I don't know, it's just not patinaed to the same colour. That's why I was saying that with the with this new olive, you've got no way of knowing yet what kind of colour it's going to patina to once you've started handling it and using it and so on. So that will be interesting to see. So I've got these 3. So that's the brown, that's the camel, and that's the olive. And that at the moment feels the suediest because it's not got any patina on it. That used to feel suede, but the suede feeling is gone now that it has patinaed, and the same with this one. So as I say, I've got 3 and I want to set this one up and decide what I'm going to use, you know, change all the setups of all of them. So let's have a look. In this one I use as my finance, so I'm not going to share it. So I just track things that I spend, things that, you know, the amount of money that I have in my account and so on in this little monthly calendar. So if I do a PayPal pay in 3, I'll make a note of when the 3 payments are so that I don't forget, things like that. And then in the front, I've got the letter pad insert that came out with the B-sides and rarities. And I'm not really using that. So I'm just going to change this minimally. I'm going to take that one out. And I am going to use it, I'm going to put it in a different one. And what I'm going to put in here is the blank insert that came with my new olive. And I'm going to use this as a Happy Mail journal because I have got myself in a complete muddle with my Happy Mail. I can't remember what I've sent to what person, where I am, whether or not, you know, whose turn it is for me to send in the next Happy Mail and so on. I know who my next 2 Happy Mails are for, Rachel and Leah, then after that, I just can't remember where I was. So I thought what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have this journal and I'm going to write down when I've sent a happy mail and what kind of thing I have sent, so that I don't send people the same thing twice. So I think that would be a really useful little addition to this notebook. So it's going to remain my finance notebook, and it's also going to be a record of happy mail. I bet all of you that have happy mail friends have already thought of keeping a list, but I have only just realised that my memory's shot and I can't remember things. So now I'm left with 2, and I was watching a video this week actually from Snippets and Scraps. I will link her channel below, and she was using one of her passports just for sticker release books, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. So I am going to just totally borrow her idea, and I'm going to use this notebook for all those sticker release books. So let me take out what I've got in here, and then I'm just going to So I'm going to grab the sticker release book that I've already started filling up, and then I've got my 2 new ones. I'm going to get one of my connecting bands. So I've just put those 2 together, and I shall slip them through here. My bookmarks all in a tangle. And then I'm going to put the B-Sides and Rarities one in the middle. And then when I've got a little bit more time, I will decorate the covers of the plain inserts. And I might put a folder in here as well, so that as well as holding the little stickers, because it's not very stuffed, as well as holding the little stickers, I could also put some little bits of ephemera and such like. So I'll put my new folder in there. And I think I'll put that in the front, and then I will decorate the folder as well. So there we go. I will do that in a future video. So if you want to see how I decorate up my sticker release books and my folder, watch out for that. Oh, the other thing I was thinking, yeah, pen loops. I don't know what I want to do about a pen loop for this one. I could put this on. That's one pen loop opportunity. The trouble with these pen loops is that because they're made by Traveller's Company, they fit the Traveller's Company pens. So this is the ballpoint pen. They fit those perfectly, but you're never getting a Coeco in one of these because they're, you know, not big enough and they're not stretchy. So that's one possibility, but then I will have to use a Traveller's Company pen or pencil. I have a pencil. The other possibility is one of these stick-on. I've covered that with a card so you can't see, but it's one of these stick-on ones which are from Leuchtturm. But again, they'll only take thin pens. They're not going to take a Coeco. You're not going to get one of those in there at all. Even if you fiddled with it, you wouldn't get it over that bit. So that's another option, but again, it's for a small pen. I quite like having these stick-on ones because they don't come off. Sometimes these come off. I did lose a fountain pen and one of these when I was out and about because it fell off at some point, and I don't know where it fell off. So that was that. So that's one of the reasons why I use some of these stick-on ones. Another possibility is for me to make one like I did with my brown and just stick on a piece of leather the size that I want for the pen. And again, if I take that out, you'll be able to see there the leather is stuck on. And I got this as a sort of little stick-on pen loop from Chic Sparrow, but I don't know if they do them anymore. And if, like me, you're in the UK, you're not going to do an order to Chic Sparrow just for a piece of pen loop. You'd have to be buying a notebook or something to make it worth it, with the postage and what have you. And then the other idea is, or the other possibility, is one of these pen loops, which are from Midori, and they're like metal. And they clip on in the same way in which the Traveller's Notebooks clips on, if you see what I mean. It just slides on like that. This one seems really tight though, compared to this one. And it's smaller, that sort of area that it covers is smaller. And that one is not coming off, whereas that, easy peasy. So I don't know why this one is so tight. But the advantage of this one is that it will fit any size pen because it just stretches. That's quite cool. So I can't remember if they do different colours, if they're all gold. But anyway, I digress. So this is the one I want to set up now. And oh, I love it so much. I'm fallen in love with it. So these are the inserts that I want to put in. So I've got my Traveller's Notebook B-Size and Rarities letter pad, and I thought that would be really handy if I just take this out and I want to do a bit of journaling for my regular size Traveller's Notebook. I could just journal in here, and these pages they're just gummed, so they just come off, and I could tip it into my usual journal. So I thought that would be a lovely use for that notebook. And then I have the new super lightweight paper, which I'm going to use for creative journaling, because I absolutely love this paper. I've got one in the big size in here, and I just love how gorgeous and scrunchy and lovely it is. I mean, it's a lot of ghosting, which is why I tend to write on one side and collage on the other, and I use a fairly light coloured pen, but really love that paper. And I thought this one is a tarot journal, but I thought it'd be nice just to have a sort of creative journal that I can just use when I'm out and about and I don't want to carry a lot with me. Just this small size is perfect in some cases. So I want that in there. I have, oh, it's dirty. I can't remember if I sprayed this one with waterproof spray. I will give it a go later at cleaning it. I've got to try, if I can't remember how to clean it, I know Louise over at Coffee Tea Paper has a video on cleaning these, how she cleaned hers. So I'll have to look at that before I start wrecking it. And I'm going to take these out because sometimes the knots are a bit annoying, which is why I bought the plastic bag. So what else have I got? I've got a folder which will carry bits and pieces that I want to use in my journals. I've got this little tiny short trip one, which has got information on keywords for tarot cards, which is nice if I've got tarot cards with me out and about. I still haven't managed to memorize all these keywords. I'm trying. And I also have the crochet pattern for my tarot pouches that I crochet myself, and I've got loads still to do, so I don't want to lose that pattern. So I'm going to keep that little insert in here. And then I have this little insert which Suzanne gifted to me, and she also gifted me this lovely sticker, so I stuck it on the front of the notebook. It just fit. And this is a little watercolour notebook which I've only done a couple of paintings in so far. That was obviously inspired by the birds on the front. I thought I'll try and do a nice colourful bird, and I just think I made the background a bit too colourful, so it sort of fights the bird. I don't know, what do you think? So on this one I tried to do a much lighter background, and you can't hardly see it at all. I go from one extreme to the other, like psychedelic to almost invisible. And that was just a little quick watercolour sketch of a robin, and I just thought I would do like nature inspired little paintings in this booklet, and it's quite nice to have that with me in this notebook. So now I need to decide what I want to do in terms of order of putting things in. I don't want that on the end because you can get dye from the leather on these fabric inserts. I really wish they had an olive green one. I wonder if they'll one day bring out an olive green one, because that would be perfect in here. I mean, the golden yellow looks nice, but olive green, oh, I'd definitely be tempted. So let me think. I'm going to put that one on the front, and that means I'll put that one in there, and I'll put that one in my folder. So now I've only got 4, and I don't want that at the back, so I think that will be the order. Shall I do that as the order? Or do I want, because I would always take this one out if I was going to paint. Maybe I'll put that one at the back. Oh, I don't know, I can't decide. Put that one in here. Like that, maybe. Yeah, let's try that. So I need to rubber band those 2. And then in this one, I've got this little folder, which is already full of little paper scraps and ephemera that I can use in my journal. Oh, there's some stamps. Take those out. Don't know why they're in there. Perhaps it's empty. Oh, there's one. Put that in my wallet. And then this folder I don't think has anything in apart from the 2023 guide. So I could put some more little bits and pieces, some pet tape or whatever in that one. So let's pop them in the notebook and see how they look. Of course, it's going to be stuffed. Oops. Because it's new and stiff, there's going to be more overhang, but it will gradually stretch. Experience has taught me that they do eventually stretch. Now, I'm okay with overhang. Some people absolutely hate it, of course, and so my notebooks would make them go crazy. But I don't mind. I don't mind a bit of overhang. I think there's another way that you can attach your notebooks where you get less overhang, because it's coming from the middle. I saw a video on it once, but I can't remember where I saw it and how they did it. I'm just going to try it the other way, though that leaves that one on the back cover, but I can solve that in another way. See if that overhangs as badly. That seems better to me. I think you need the bulkier notebooks on the outside and the slimmer ones in the middle. I'll fiddle about with that off camera and see whether or not I like the order. Now, I do want to pop a writing board in, and I thought I would use the one that's in here, as this notebook won't need a writing board because it's just holding stickers. So I'll have to put, I might put make a little folder. When I set up this one properly, I'll make a little folder to go in that back pocket, which means I need my pockets. Now, where are they? Here we go. Those don't fit in. Ooh, it does fit in there. Now, one thing I find with these Travelers Company pockets is they do split if you put too much in them. I'm just wondering, I don't think it will fit on here though. Maybe it will. Whether I could put that one, the knot's in the way, and then I could put my writing board in like that. I'm going to try that. I've never done that before, so why not try? I'll have to cut a hole for the knot, which means I need to take this all out again. That's okay. Right. Or is it going to get in the way of that as well? Will it fit? I think it will. I just need to take a bigger notch out of that. So let me get a hole punch. Hope I don't wreck it. I'm probably going to wreck it, aren't I? It didn't really work, but at least now I've got a place where I can cut, where I can see where I need to cut. Okay, so I've cut a notch there for the knot in the back of the notebook. So let's stick it on and see what happens. I'm going to have to go to as close to the edge as I possibly can. And yeah, it just fits, look. It's just clear of that middle spine bit. So I've glued that on. Now, some of you will probably be putting your hands up in horror because I've glued onto my brand new notebook, but I often do. So it's just the way it is. Sometimes when you take things off, look, you get left with a mark. It's not sticky. It's still got glue, obviously impregnated in the leather. So all I do when that happens is I just keep something in the back pocket so you can't see it. But you see how these pockets split? It's still stuck on, but it's split. So I will need to take that one off and put a new one on. And when you're putting a new one on in exactly the same place, obviously it doesn't matter if it's marked the leather. So before I put that in, I just want to put some charms on. And I've decided that I am going to put the charms that came with my Traveller's Hotel on this little passport olive, just because I want to find some charms that are rose gold instead of brass, because I think that would look nicer on this one. I like things to match. I always like things to match. My daughters laugh at me because I always want everything to match. I'm going to take those two off. And pop them on here. Now I'm going to have to put everything in to see if that knot is tight enough. So here we go again. And pop in my board. I thought this colour of this board looks really nice with the olive because it's got the green thing going on. Ah, perfect. So now the back of my zipper wallet is protected from the potential marks from the leather by the fact that the writing board is in there. I'm going to try and clean it, and then I will put some waterproof spray on it to see if that helps protect it. And keep my fingers crossed that one day they bring out an olive one, which I would really love. Ooh. Oh, how cool does that look? But you see, it does need a pen, doesn't it? What do you think? I think it needs a pen. I like it when they have a pen. Now, the question is, do I want to put that pen loop on, and then if I change my mind, it will probably have left a mark? or shall I put the pen loop on my, what do you call it, folder? Will that be a pain then every time I want to use my folder? It's not going to work, look. Just doesn't close properly. And you see how they wiggle about. Let's have a look though, just to see how it looks. Oh, I do like that. I think it's having that pen loop. I might see if I can get some, I don't know, what do you call them? A tool to squish it together a bit more, because I think it's maybe just with use got loose. And yeah, I really like how that looks with the pen on. What do you think? Although I would prefer the fountain pen. I think the Traveller's Company fountain pen might be going on my wish list. I can't afford to buy it now because I'm supposed to be having a low spend, but I actually paid for this last month and my low spend started this month. So I don't think it counts. Do you? No, definitely doesn't count. Okay, so I'm thinking this video is probably getting a little bit long. So I'm wondering whether to come back. I want to decorate the back of that because that's not very attractive and I want to make it look nice with that one. And I could decorate the back of that one as well. And this one needs decorating. I think I'm going to come back maybe tomorrow or the next day and decorate those inserts and possibly also the inserts in my brown Traveller's Notebook. And I will leave you there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it interesting having a look at the new Olive. Do let me know in the comments if you are currently waiting for a pre-ordered Olive Traveller's Notebook, or whether, having now seen one, you've decided that you're going to get one. And if you're not getting the Olive, tell me which your favourite colour Traveller's Notebook is. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.